Hello and welcome to the Cabinboy Knits Woolcast, coming to you deep from the Canadian forest.
This is Christopher.
And this is the other guy.
Jamie.
It is the holiday season. Christmas is almost here and I love this time of year.
We've been getting ready for Christmas. We've been foraging, decorating, putting things together.
Knitting. I joined the Arne and Carlos knit along. So I want to talk about that.
You did. And we're going to talk about Christmas traditions.
And we're going to talk about some mail that we got. I got some mail.
I got some mail.
You did.
You got a finished object.
And you have a finished object.
Yes, I do.
And we have a surprise guest coming.
We do?
I didn't tell you about this. I didn't want you to get too excited about it. I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait to share the guest with you. So grab your favorite drink, grab an eggnog, grab your knitting or your crocheting, sit back, and we will tell you our stories. I love this time of year. I love the smells. I love the traditions. There's just so many great things that happen at this time of year.
Okay, well, what are some of the things that you remember? What were some of your family traditions, let's say? Or what brings back memories for you?
Yeah, so for memories for sure, I've got two. One of them is the kids. The kids when they were little and they would get excited on Christmas Day and get up really early in the morning to go down to the Christmas tree and see what was there. And it reminds me of when I was that age. I would do the same thing. But the other memory that is really sharp in my mind is when I was a kid. My dad would be working, he would get off of work, and then every Christmas we would go up to my grandmother's. And my grandmother she lived in Bobcaygeon, which is 2.5 hours northeast of Toronto. So we would drive there, and by the time we got there, it was dark. And I always remember it being cold. So you're sitting in this car, and
it's winter in Canada.
It's winter in Canada. But you're sitting in this car, I'm back in the back seat with my sister, and you're warm, you're relatively warm in the back seat of the car, and then you get to my grandmother's house and there's always tons of snow and it's dark and it's cold, so you can feel that cold bite in the air, and then when you step out you hear that crunch in the snow, and then we would run into my grandmother's house and it always smelled so great. It was like a big blanket thrown on you. So it was like I love that memory, and that's what I think about all the time when I think of Christmas. How about you?
Well, I mentioned before, my mother would always make it that much extra special. She'd be getting ready for like weeks leading up to it. She'd be doing some baking, some cooking, some preparations. One of the things my mother would have us do was, she was a bit of a clean nut, right?
Yeah.
Everything had to be spotless. Well,
you mean just like me?
Yeah, exactly like you. So anyway, so what she would have us do was, as kids, she would wax the floor with the old-fashioned paste wax.
Yeah.
On her hands and knees, waxing the floor.
What kind of floor was it though? Like, was wooden or?
In the old days, it was like linoleum
floors. Yeah.
Not even wood.
Yeah.
So what she had us do was, after she would wax the floor, we would need to polish it So what we did was she would get out all of our wool socks. We all had those gray wool socks with the red, and we'd all put on these socks that went up to our knees. We were just little, and she would have us dance and slide.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we would all dance around the floor and slide back and forth, and that way we'd have a fun time, and we would buff and polish the floor, and it would shine so sparkly. You could practically see your reflection in it. So that's one of the memories I remember.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
And also, myself, it always seems, I was with her when we'd go get a Christmas tree. We would always just go down to the local Dominion because they sold them out there. And then she would just throw it on the toboggan, and I would be sitting on top of the Christmas tree on the toboggan, and sometimes with me and my sister, because we were very close in age. And we would just glide on home, sitting on top of the Christmas tree with the toboggan on our way home. And that's a very special Christmas memory for me.
Your mother must have been pretty strong. To pull a tree, your sister, jeez.
She used to chop wood in the day. She chopped wood. They had a wood-burning stove, and she used to chop wood when she was a kid and when she was younger.
And you didn't pick up that habit, obviously, from her.
We got fired, but it just appears out there in the shed. It's like, poof, there's the
pick
wood.
up your phone and it appears.
Who do you think hauls it in here and stacks it in that bin? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I forgot. No, that's a great memory though. And your Christmases were spent up in close to the North Pole.
Northern Ontario.
Northern
Okay,
Ontario.
one last. We're going to talk about Christmas. We're going to talk about winter. There's always a ton of snow. And sure enough, we would always go tobogganing. You know, oftentimes we get a sled or we get something new for Christmas. And we'd be on that hill. But I tell you, the snow was up to, if you were in a bungalow, the snow drifts were to the roof.
Yeah.
Not exaggerating.
They always seemed
Lots
a
of
lot
snow.
higher or a lot more snow when we were kids. But then I would hear my parents say the same thing to me. When I was your age, the snow drifts were way up high.
But they were.
I know.
You could get onto the roof, climbing up the snowdrift if you were light enough, and you'd fall through the other end. When you got close to the roof, it was like you could fall through it, and then you'd be behind, and then you'd come along the house to come out the other end.
Wow.
It's great. Good times. Good times. Winter up north.
Yeah. Lots of great memories. The other thing I just wanted to mention was my aunt's cookies. She always made, my grandmother and my aunt would make cookies. And so when they brought up the cookie tray, that was one of the highlights of Christmas. And then when my kids were younger, we did the same thing. We always had a cookie tray out, and I always loved the cookie tray. You would really like it.
Oh, I don't like cookies. I don't like cake or cookies. Yeah.
Or donuts. Or Christmas donuts.
Well, that's right. Jump into it.
So I guess outside of our family, there are, when I think about Canada and traditions, like Canadian traditions, there's one that I have no connection to, but it's Canadian. And so, and I know it because there was a famous song in the 80s, the Mummers Dance, I think it was called, and it's out of Newfoundland. And I know we've got Newfoundland viewers there. So please correct me if I'm wrong with this at all. But the story goes. This goes back to the 1800s, and this tradition was brought over from England and Ireland over to Newfoundland, and so around Christmas time, neighbors would get up and they would disguise themselves. So it would be with masks, or men would dress as women and women would dress as men. Or it could be just to disguise yourself, because you would go from house to house. So you go to a house with your friends, and they'd open the door, and the owner would try to guess who you are, and you can't have a drink in their house unless they guess who you are. And they would do things like sing songs and act out plays or tell jokes and stuff like that. And then once they were identified, they would have a drink, and then they'd move on to the next house. So it sounds like a party.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then in the 1800s, someone was killed during it. So it was banned to dress in a costume in a public place. And then, but the tradition still
on
still
that
went
happy
on.
Christmas note.
No, it has a happy ending. You love happy endings. So this is what happens. So they put a law in place, and they talk about that you can't do this and you can't dress like this in public places. But the tradition kind of died in the cities, but it was carried on in the countryside. And then a song came out in the '80s to popularize it again, so people started getting back into the fun of it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you about a tradition or two, a couple of around the
I'm
world
shocked.
traditions. Okay, I'm going to tell you about one out of Caracas, Venezuela. Now, these traditions I'm going to talk about, there are a few of them that I have a connection to, one way or another. That's why I want to talk about them.
Okay, I'm just going to go get my drink. No, you can continue talking. That was your cue to continue talking. I'm all ears.
I was parched. Okay, so Caracas, Venezuela. I've been to Caracas when I was in college, one of our getaway trips, and if you were lucky enough to be able to, I saved, and my sister even helped me along. She was working part-time, we were young, and she helped me out, and I was able to go to Venezuela. So I've been to Caracas.
Wow.
So in Caracas, what they do, about a week or so leading up to Christmas Eve, they roller skate to church every morning until Christmas Eve.
Those are your people.
They close off the streets, so you can do it. And I have been roller skating since I was about 4 or 5 years old.
Loves roller skating.
And I bought these recently because, believe it or not, you see these? They attach to your shoe. This goes in and out. You
Is
can
there a
shorten
key
them.
for it?
Yeah, there's a key, and you could crank these tighter. You could slide these to fit your feet. It's like one size fits all. They're metal wheels, and these things, I've tried them out. They're fantastic. I used to roller skate in these when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I've been roller skating and rollerblading ever since.
And you also wore those on the pool deck.
I did skate around the pool deck after a couple of cocktails in those, and just to test them out.
And left your mark all over the pool.
I did. Now, let me talk about another tradition. This one going back to Iceland.
Didn't you end up in the pool when you were wearing those?
I
saw that you
end up in the
transitioned
pool.
quickly out of that story when I brought up the pool.
I have to say, when you've been roller skating for 35 years, like I have since I'm 4,
He's not.
I
His
don't
math isn't
fall.
great.
It's like knock on wood, but I'm good. I have to say, I can't recall any time that I've had any bad wipeouts ever.
No, you are a good roller skater and
I did
roller
not
blader.
fall in the pool with my metal roller skates.
He jumped in the pool.
Okay, so we're going to talk about more Christmas traditions.
Yes.
That one, I'm ready for a break already, and I've only gotten one.
Okay, let's move on to the next Christmas tradition.
Okay, so Germany, the German pickle tradition. Now this one I'm going to dedicate to my very good friend Orlena. Now, her Oma was German, and
Grandmother.
yes, her grandmother, her Oma,
Yep.
and she was very close to her
I was
Oma.
just translating for you.
She was very close to her Oma. So, she, after her passing just a couple of years ago, she went back to Germany. Well, she went to Germany for the first time, and she wanted to walk in her grandmother's footsteps. And she went to the neighborhood where she grew up and where she lived. And this German tradition she brought back because she gave us a Christmas pickle. And the Christmas pickle tradition is, it's the last ornament to put on the tree. I never knew this tradition. So she gave us a Christmas pickle. It's on the tree in there somewhere. You put it on. The last decoration to go on the tree. And it's green, so it's camouflaged. It's hidden. Now, on Christmas Day, the first child to spot the Christmas pickle either gets another gift, or he or she gets to open the gift first. And if you're an adult and you spot the pickle, then you're guaranteed good luck in the upcoming new year.
Well, I'm glad I was the one putting the pickle on the tree. I know
So
where
if
it
I
is.
see it first, I don't see any children around, someone's going to get some good luck. Okay, now let's talk about, how about mistletoe? Mistletoe is a family tradition from my family because my mom had these mistletoe balls, and
Wow.
you hang them up in and around places, randomly. So the tradition goes back to It's Norse mythology with the what is it? Her name is Frigg. Now, this mythological figure, Frigg, she would bless the mistletoe, and she promised that if you happen to pass under the mistletoe, you will receive a kiss.
Wow.
Yes. Now, if you turn down the kiss, you're sure to have bad luck for the upcoming year.
Oh, wow.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Exactly. Now let me talk about, I'm going to talk about a tradition out of Louisiana. And there's a French connection there.
Okay.
Because the Louisiana French, they have Papa Noel, which is their version of Kris Kringle or Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they do with Papa Noel is they light bonfires in and around their yards to light up the river so that Papa Noel could find his way more easily to their home.
That's smart. That makes sense.
And as a young child, we learned in my French school, traditional Christmas song that goes something like this.
Do I need to get my fiddle out?
No fiddle necessary.
Okay.
So it goes like this. Petit Papa Noël, quand tu descendras du ciel avec des jouets par milliers, n'oublie pas mon petit soulier. And there you have it.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I heard bells. Now, I want to share one more Christmas tradition. So this is out of the former Czech Republic. Now, this is going out to some of you out there might be able to, well, not necessarily relate, but you're gonna enjoy this one, absolutely. So, the former Czech Republic, on Christmas Eve, it's a very special day for all the single ladies.
Oh.
So, if you're a single lady, you would
There's a song about that.
step out. I'm not singing that one. So, what happens is, you're a single lady, you step out onto your front door, you take one of your shoes and you toss your shoe over your shoulder, or high heel.
Towards the street?
You toss it away from the house.
Okay.
And if it lands and the toe is pointed towards the door, you're sure to be married within the year.
Oh, wow.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies. Those are the traditionals, Christmas traditions that I kind of wanted to share with you.
Well, thank you.
There are
I've
many
learned
more.
something.
There are many more. I've learned something.
I'm sure there are. That's great.
There are many, many.
Yes.
Okay, so now where are we at?
We are going to get our mail because there's a present in it.
Oh.
And it's for both of us.
It is?
And it really is for both of us.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we will split it up. So you can look at half of it and I'll open half of it.
Okay,
How's
sounds
that
good to
sound?
me.
Okay, so this is a present that I purchased from Twin Oaks Farms, and they were really, it was Laura. Laura's behind all of it, so thank you, Laura. And what she did was she worked with a number of farms in Ontario, and there's one in, I think, in Manitoba as well. And alpaca farms, sheep farms, and so each of them provided a skein of yarn. And so what you did was you bought a gift box.
Very good, yes.
You bought the gift box, and then they gave 12 skeins. So it's the 12 days of Christmas, or the 12 days of your holidays.
Okay.
And so you
12
can,
days of yarn giving.
12 days of yarn giving. And you can open them all up at once, or you can open them up on working your way towards Christmas. So we're going to open them now.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So we've got 12. So let's see. Should I dump them out on the table?
Well, yeah, let's just sort them out. Are we going in order?
Yeah, let's go in order, for sure.
Okay.
And then, so here's what we're going to do. We will read out 1, 2, 3, 4. The farm, you can describe the yarn for everybody. And is 5 in here? Yes. 5 is in here. So I'll take 1, 3, and 5. You take 2 and 4
I'm just gonna
and
dump
6. How are you going to tell the difference between 6 and 9? How are you going to tell the difference?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to turn myself on my head.
Okay, so while you do that...
Okay, you open in the first one.
While you do your acrobatics, I am going to open the first one.
Okay.
I think I need my glasses for this. Ooh.
Ah.
Oh, that is
okay.
nice. Feel
Oh, that, I can see a sheen on it. I knew it was going
That
to be
is
soft
beautiful.
because it's shiny.
It's cream. Jonah, hold it up to the camera and I will read.
Let's see.
This is from Shepherd's Hill Farm. They're not very far away from us. They're probably 20 minutes away. And it's from Grace Clare of Shepherd's Hill Farm. And this is the farm we tried to find. Remember?
Where?
In Campbellford.
Oh my god.
And we got lost.
No, we drove back and
it's like
forth up
20
the
minutes
same-
away.
Okay, we're on the right road. We're going through one cornfield to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Then we turned left and right, and another cornfield, a few pastures and cows. But we were on the road, and how could we not find it?
And we
Did you not call?
actually knocked on a door.
That's right.
And I think I
Was there a
terrified the
woman
person.
with-
Yes.
Yeah, there was that poor woman. She's probably
I know.
Who's
Who's this hillbilly coming up and knocking on my door?
No, two big beefy
Oh,
brawny
sure, yeah.
men going, and she was on alone on a farm, thinking, "Who are these strangers?" Yeah, I'd be a little frightened. Well, maybe not. Whatever. Anyway,
Who's the beefy brawny one? Oh, obviously.
okay.
I should have
So
okay, so it is
we
Grace.
didn't find it,
Grace Clare has been to our place a couple of times.
but she found our place.
And
okay.
yes, she found our place. Her sheep, her fleece and her yarn has won awards at the Royal Canadian
Wow.
Winter Fair.
That's big.
Oh yeah, it's huge. And so this is
Does
is like
everyone
gold.
know the Royal Winter
Why
Fair?
don't you talk about it?
The Royal Agricultural Fair. It's been around
Yes.
for over 100 years.
Yeah,
It's the largest in Canada. Is it North America? Maybe not.
Probably.
But
It's
I know that a ton of people come from around the world,
yeah, and you've worked it.
and they showcase. I did.
Yeah,
I was the information specialist, believe it or not.
surprise.
I knew things, everything you want to know. There must have been a couple of thousand booths, and
Yeah.
no, I was going to tell a story, but I won't. Okay. There were many.
I'm sure there were.
Yeah, when you win there, that's big. That's
For sure.
tops
Yeah.
in Canada, and it's coveted. I think the world over because there were Europeans there. Because it's not just. Well, we can't go on and on about that.
Well, but I will tell
That
you
is
something
very
about.
good.
I will tell you something about Grace Clare's yarn.
Okay.
I purchased some of her yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a lot of her yarn, but I put it on a shelf, and I'll walk up and I touch it, and I will not knit with it, which is stupid. Like I should be knitting with it, but I love it so much,
It's too nice to
and then when I knit it. And into something and give it away, then I won't see it again. So what I have done is I forced myself to put it in the sweater that I'm knitting right now.
Oh,
So her yarn
I
is in the sweater that I'm knitting. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, you can't really think that, it's such a beautiful skein that you're almost like you're going to use it because you only make it into something beautifuler than what it already is.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. Then you make something and it's like,
yeah,
wow.
that's
you
one way
took
of
this
looking at it, for sure.
This beautiful skein, this beautiful yarn, and you turned it into something even more
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's one way
As
of
I
looking
said,
at it.
beautifuler.
Yeah. Okay, your turn. No. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Ooh, that's nice. Did I get any information? Okay. What do we have? Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Info. Lickety Spit. Fiber Farm. There you have it, Lickety Spit. Oh,
Very nice.
okay, well. Oh. And they're in Ontario. Where's Binbrook?
I'm not sure where that is. We'll have to look that up.
That's got to be close. Everything's close.
It's not too far.
Well, there you have it. This is wonderful as well. What is it?
It is 100% wool.
Okay.
Yep. So
Well, it's very soft.
yeah, it's
and
nice. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful.
There you have it.
There you have it. Excellent.
Beautiful.
So we are on to number 3.
Okay.
I'm not as delicate as you are when I open these things.
The anticipation. He can't wait.
Anticipation. Okay. This is really nice.
Oh, I love the color.
This is BFL Ram, so blue-faced Leicester.
Oh.
And
BFL.
Finn. So
Oh.
the U is Finn,
U.
and the BFL is Ram, and it is Sirius and Lady Sif.
Oh, what do you mean?
That's so there were the BFL is probably Sirius. So the BFL Ram is Sirius.
Serious.
And Finn U, I would expect that
Finn
to be the
U.
Lady Sif. So there were two sheep that went into this game.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, one of
I
them
see
was
what
a
you mean.
Ram, one of them was a U, one of them was BFL, and the other
And one of them was very
Finn.
serious.
Yeah, that is. I'm sure it's from Harry Potter.
Oh.
And this is from Twin Oaks Farm.
Let's see.
It's really nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
BFL is such a there's BFL is nice
and Finn.
and Finn.
Yeah,
BFL and Finn.
yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, and the color is fantastic.
That is beautiful.
I don't know if they could pick up the color there. It's a beautiful, beautiful gray.
Yeah, I have a lot of yarn from Twin Oaks Farm as well because I love their yarn.
There's something to be said about all natural colors.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, yeah.
beautiful. Okay, it's
Where
your
we
turn.
at?
We are at 4.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, jaune. That's yellow. There you have it. Okay, that's nice.
That's nice.
as well. I
Yeah.
love that color.
Very nice.
Under this slide, it almost has. No, it's definitely yellow, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Okay. Can you guess what yellow it is?
Yep.
Oh gosh, I need my glasses. Who knew?
I can guess, and I'm pretty sure I'll
Okay.
be right because I read the.
It's from
colors.
this land. It's Revolution. It's from Revolution wool. It is a basic fingering.
I'll hold it up.
Well, where does it say about? Yeah, 100% pure wool, grown and milled in Canada. Strong, lofty, and versatile.
It is.
Did
Yes.
strong,
Oh my God! Stop talking about me. Jeez.
strong and lofty and versatile.
Yes. And she. What do you think she dyed this with?
Well, it could be a number
Couple
of
of things,
plants.
yeah, especially
It
in
could be-
Ontario.
well, it could be goldenrod. It could be
It's goldenrod.
turmeric.
Yeah, it's
not
goldenrod.
Ontario, though. Oh, there
Yeah.
you have it. See?
Yeah, and so this is Romy is the mastermind behind the yarn that comes from their farm.
Yes.
And she's also on the Upper Canada Fibre Shed board. So
Okay.
thank you, Romy, for that. That's great.
Fantastic. Okay. Fabric number.
Number 5.
That follows 4.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Birch
nice.
Grove Farms. Kit and Jason.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
That's
too.
really nice. And I think that is
soft.
Birch Grove Farms
Is it alpaca?
No, it's 100% BFL.
Oh, see, and just the other.
Isn't it really
BFL
nice?
and Finn, BFL, and the other one was BFL and Finn.
Yeah.
BFL has a beautiful softness to it, and that's beautiful.
And that's a
color,
3-ply.
too.
That's really nice. That's gorgeous.
I knew it was a 3-ply.
Gorgeous.
You didn't give me a chance to say it.
No, I didn't give you a chance to say it.
There you go.
That's really nice.
Okay. All right. Shall we carry on?
Yep.
Okay. So, number 6, we have. Ooh la la. Okay.
Ooh la la.
Kate Michalska, a spinner and weaver from Stizador Farm.
St. Isidore Farm.
Say what?
You've been there before.
Okay, well, there's no hyphen there. Saint Isidore. Oh
She
my
is
goodness.
their farm is absolutely gorgeous, and they have I'm not gonna, you tell the sheep.
I
I get too excited. They have Lincoln Longwools, and they're beautiful. They're really nice.
See, you already knew it.
Yeah,
Lustrous, durable, and there you have it.
yeah, that's really nice.
And it's Saint Isidore Farm.
Yes,
Okay, wonderful.
and Kate's lovely. She's really nice.
What's this?
8.
Oh. I thought I opened 9. It was 6.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, this is from Wellington Fibers. This is 3-ply, 60% mohair and 40% wool.
That color is beautiful.
Color variegated Wellington purple.
Oh, it's
Now,
beautiful.
Wellington Fiber, Donna owns Wellington Fiber, and it's in our province of Ontario, and it's probably one of the most important mills in Ontario.
Okay.
And, you know, without her, we would be in serious trouble in terms of getting our fiber processed. So this is great. I'm glad
It's
she
very
participated in this, and this is really nice.
I love the
Super.
color.
It's a beautiful
great.
color. So
Now,
thank you.
What number are we at?
We are at 8.
Are you sure?
Oh, and how come I have 6?
Don't confuse me. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Okay. So, we have this, which is from Revolution Wool Company.
Yeah.
100% pure wool, milled in Canada. Strong, lofty, versatile. There you have it.
Does that sound familiar to you at all? Strong, lofty, and versatile? Does that ring any bells?
Not at all. Okay.
No, it's because, what do you think I was talking about? I was talking about this yarn right here. It's the same, it's the same.
I thought every one was different.
No, there's some that are twice. Some of the farms were kind enough to donate twice.
Oh,
So
okay.
there you go.
You're right, there you have it. The same company. Okay.
Strong, lofty, and versatile.
Fantastic. And
this one, mostly mohair. And this farm is actually not too far away from us. It's less than an hour away. And
have we been there?
not yet, but this is definitely on our list to go to. Because
Yeah.
it's beautiful yarn.
Considering we traveled across the province and we have this place around the corner.
They have Norbalay
Kind of,
sheep.
so to speak.
Yes. Norbalay sheep and Angora goats. So this is 85% Norbalay wool and 15% mohair. And it's really nice. And that's the natural color.
Oh, that's a beautiful color.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Naturally.
The yarn is beautiful. Really nice.
I don't think I've seen an Angora goat, have I? Because
I'm
if
not
I
sure.
would, I'm only saying that because if I did see one, I would have been with this one, not on my own.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, so number 10, and you're going to do
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so we have this, and this is from Brenda. Oh, well, there's Brenda and Julia from Stevensville, Ontario. This and that, the Williams Family Farm. Brenda and Julia. And 70% wool and 30% alpaca. Oh, I love. It's a blend of Rambouillet wool from our girl Lana. And
That's really
Surrey,
nice. Oh my gosh,
the alpaca,
that's nice.
from Surrey alpaca.
Yeah.
Oh, Surrey alpaca.
Yeah,
From our boy Hershey, milled in Manitoba.
that is really nice.
I'm so happy that I got to meet wool from Lana and Hershey. Love it. It's not
Okay.
Lana, wait. It's Luna. Oh my gosh. Time for a new pair of glasses.
And another drink. What are you drinking, by the way?
I'm drinking tea.
With
Nothing.
milk.
Milk.
Okay. And thanks for asking. I am drinking my regular. I know it's not very
I
exciting.
thought you were just questioning what I was drinking because I can't seem to read today.
Mine
I'm better
is,
at memorizing than I am reading,
mine is
obviously.
local honey and hot water.
I'm not doing
I'm going
that.
city tonight.
You're doing the last one because I'm not doing
There's
the
actually
one.
2 more. So this is from Betty. This is a Romney U.
Okay, is Betty or is Betty the animal?
No, Laura is the
This is too much for
owns the farm.
I can't
Twin Oak Farms.
track between Luna and Lana and Betty and
So Betty
Veronica.
Betty is a Romney U, and it's fingering weight, and it's
Okay.
really nice. 10 grams.
That-
Very nice.
Oh, that is very nice. Yes, that's nice. Okay, so
Okay, so we have 12 and bonus. Which one do you want?
I think you should get the bonus and I'll do number 12.
Okay.
Why does this one have a special sticker on it?
Well,
Is there a reason?
yes, because that might be the farm's logo.
What? Yeah, but no, other one had.
I know.
They only had the number on it. I thought maybe I won I won something. I think I won something.
Probably.
Well, you go ahead and do the bonus before me. No, you go. You go, girl. I'm too slow.
I will admit that I am not blessed with patience.
He's back in his childhood and opening his gifts on Christmas Day. Oh, it's your turn. It's your turn, Jennifer, his sister. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yes, I'm not. No, we have to go in order or it's bad luck. So.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
I tell that. That's mine. Okay, this is a gorgeous variegated. It looks like a natural black and cream. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there are like 3 shades in here. Beautiful. There's a brown, a dark charcoal, and a cream
What do you
color.
think the fiber is?
Oh, you're going to make me guess. It's very soft. Is it alpaca?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Good for you.
Things I learned.
Yeah.
So this is from Stone Spindle Farm. Beth and Todd Fisher. Oh, from Tamworth.
Yeah, they're just down the road.
Gosh, did you know of these places?
Yes.
I think when we left town on our whirlwind tour of the province, we headed that way towards Quebec, and we bypassed these. We'll have to do a local tour. We're gonna have to do that.
Absolutely, for sure.
We're going to do that. I'm
Yeah.
going to say, when things get back to somewhat normality, we can do local tour within an hour or two, and we could hit up all of these local fantastic farms.
Yes.
And the bonus is...
I was listening to you. I got distracted. No, we will definitely have to visit.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's only like 20 minutes away.
Tamworth is over there.
Yeah. Okay, so Twin Oaks Farm is back again.
Okay. Oh.
And this is Edna and Gerald. And Edna and Gerald are the sheep and not
You? I was going to
Because
say, I
it's-
thought they were the couple.
No, because Laura is Twin Oaks Farms.
Okay.
And this is Rambouillet and Romney sheep.
Oh, Rambouillet.
Really nice.
I did a history on Rambouillet. I could tell
You
you
did.
a thing or two, but I'm not. That is nice.
And then this one is 60% mohair, 40% wool. This matches. Oh no, it's similar to the purple, but this is from Wellington Fibers.
Oh yeah,
From Donna.
That one's like butter.
It's like butter.
And that, oh gosh, that color's beautiful.
It's really nice.
That is a beautiful blue. Wow. Love it.
So the question is, Jamie.
Is there a question?
The question is, what are we going to do with all this yarn?
What happens with all of this? What happens with all of this now?
What do you think we can do?
Well, I know that on the last episode there was a pattern that was free, and you could knit a hat based
I
on
am
all
so
these
impressed.
ends.
I am so
I
impressed.
actually listen to him when he has something to say. Is that what these are for, or is there something specific that you're supposed to do as part of this project?
There is. Katrina Baird had mentioned 2 patterns. One of them was free.
Yes.
And
As part of
for
this?
hat patterns. No,
Nothing to do with this.
It has
This
nothing
is
to do with this.
coincidence.
But it was using
Oh,
the
that's
ends
fantastic.
of yarn or some of the yarn. And so
Now
and then
about this.
And then last week we also got someone else had mentioned a pattern as well.
Yes.
So we're going to put those in the footnotes again, just to remind people. But that's I think there's I feel like there's hats, a few hats in these.
Yeah. That's
Some of them
fantastic.
are 10 grams. Some of them are definitely heavier than 10. This is probably 20.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So yeah, I'm so
Very
excited.
good.
That's
Very good.
fantastic. So thank you so much, Laura from Twin Oak Farms, for putting this together. And thank you to all the farms who participated in this. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I just love the diversity of fiber that's here and the various types of sheep, breeds of sheep.
And I'm excited about visiting some of these
Yes, absolutely.
local farms that are really close to us. We could do that.
Yeah.
We could come and see. Yeah.
Oh, I love this. This
Yeah.
is fantastic.
It's very
I'm
good.
so happy.
And all of the 12 days of Christmas in one day. There you have it.
And the bonus.
And the bonus. Okay.
Excellent.
So that brings us to what?
FO.
He's just getting back at me from the last episode. I know he is. That's a finished object. I know what that means.
I've been saving that line for 3 weeks now. 2 weeks.
1 week. Finished object. Okay, so I did show you what I was working on the last time, and here it is. Finished. It's a knitted cowl. And I made it out of, oh my gosh, it's been so long now. It's Icelandic, and this beautiful charcoal wool, that was one of your colors. And what I did was, this is a hat that Christopher knit, and I tried to match those stripes. Now, they're not quite the same, but the same theme, and the same, very close to the same match.
They're really nice.
So that is going to be a very special gift for my niece.
Yeah.
And that's my finished object.
How did it feel to talk about your finished object and share it with everyone?
I don't know. Special.
Well, it's your first it's your first
Special.
FO that you've shared with the
You
group.
just wanted to say that. He just wants me to have more finished objects.
Okay, so
And you have a finished object?
yeah, yes, I do have an FO.
I know you do.
And it's the Arne and Carlos
Oh,
balls.
yes. Because
So-
you followed along for
On the knit-along.
a knit-along, didn't you?
Yeah. Where are oh, they're right here.
Oh my goodness, he misplaced his balls.
So are you ready to see my balls?
I'm speechless.
My woolly balls?
I'm speechless. Okay.
Well, I can't, they're not mine. Well, I do have mine in here as well.
Yes,
But I
you do.
have Arne and Carlos balls in here.
You do. Now, how did that work?
Okay.
Like,
So this is the
it's
deal.
a knit-along.
First of all, I just want to thank you. There were a number of people who
Who's-
reached out and mentioned to me that Arne and Carlos were doing the knit along, and
Yes.
I had, I think a couple of years ago or last year, I did some knitted balls, and it was called My Woolly Balls.
Yes.
And
And because it's that time of the year, Christmas time, people are finding your video again, and they're following along with the knitted. And you were asked for some of
Yeah.
the patterns because you
this
you
this
have
one in
your own
particular,
patterns, too.
so this one is my sheep ball, and so a number of you have reached out and asked for the pattern for that. And if you do want the pattern, I'll fire it off to you. I'm happy to do that. This one is fun to knit.
That could be
I
a
like
whole
this
lot of
one.
patterns.
And then I did this one as well. This is the cabin
That
cabin
one's
logo.
great. I love that. Yeah.
So, but enough about my balls. Let's talk about Arne and Carlos balls.
Okay.
Okay, so you asked me a question. How
I
did
did
it?
pose
How
a
did it
question.
all go down? So
Okay.
I was thanking the viewers. Some of the viewers told me about the knit along, and I thought, okay, I want to do this. So I went
You
on
mentioned that.
to their website and I registered, and then you pay. I think it's $8. I think it was $8 US. I can't remember. But anyway, you pay, and they send you the patterns, and they send
Oh.
you. I can't remember how many patterns of the balls, but so you're supposed to
You
go
had about,
day
I
by
think
day
you
by
had
day.
about like,
A dozen maybe.
oh, that many? I thought you only had like
I
4
don't know.
or
I'm
5.
not sure. Everyone out there can correct me, the ones who are participating in it. But so every day, Arne and Carlos are on TV, and they talk about the story of the ball, of
Okay.
that ball for that particular day. So you can do them in order. I did not do them in order because I jumped to the ones that I wanted
Kinda
to
like
do
when
first.
he jumps to his packages to open them
That's
up,
right.
not in the numbered order.
That's right. So I did this one. This is a bird.
I love
And
it. Yeah.
so the interesting thing about this was when I was looking for yarn, the right yarn to use to dye, I didn't have a lot of green. And so I thought, where am I going to find green yarn? And so and I know you'll find this hard to believe because I do have a lot of yarn, but I didn't have any green yarn that
Oh my gosh.
in that size.
In that size.
That's well, it was DK, and I didn't have a lot of
how much?
DK.
How much? We have green yarn because you've dyed dozens and dozens
I have.
of colors of shades of green.
Yes.
But you're telling me out of everything that you've dyed in the last
I didn't have
several months,
that green, and so
this particular green or any green in the size?
no, I
find
did
that
have some
totally-
green, but I didn't have that
He
particular
found
green
some.
color.
He found a little scrap somewhere of green.
Well,
along
that's
the
not.
way.
Rub your finger along that. Tell me how that ball feels.
Okay, this is definitely green Gotland from a farm up in Iceland. I could tell just by that little peel of green right there.
Well, no. Did you mean the gauntlet shape in Sweden? But anyway, that's not what it is. It's Rambouillet.
I was going to say Rambouillet, but we've talked.
Yeah, I know, but that's
Rambouillet here, Rambouillet there, everywhere, Rambouillet.
So that was my. So I was trying to find yarn for it, and so I was kind of, and the white is Rambouillet as well.
Oh, what's the red?
The red is
100% yarn.
merino.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so then the next one, so I didn't tell the story about this. So Arne and Carlos will talk each day about a different pattern. And so this one is called the Red Robin. And so they had a bird, or the red bird. They had a robin flying around for a while, and so they thought it inspired them to write this pattern. And then they pointed out on a piece of linen that Carlos had, his mother had, that there happened to be a robin on that with very similar markings.
Oh.
So that could have inspired them as well. So that's where this came from.
Very good.
And I do want to say, a number of you reached out and said they were commenting on the cast on how to cast on for this and the challenges. And I did warn people that I've taught classes in this, and if you can master the cast on in the first 2 rows, then you'll have no problem at all.
Yeah,
but it's always
because I was talking about how
Yes.
it looks like this, and you've got to figure it out. And someone will teach me, perhaps.
Yeah, someday. Yeah, I will. I'm absolutely will teach you. Because once you get it, I don't even think about it.
Carlos,
I don't think about
I'm
it.
gonna have to follow along.
That's who taught me. Arne and
I
Carlos
know,
taught me
I know.
how to do that.
I trust them.
It says a lot for me. So this was the other ball.
You do good balls.
And I haven't, thank you. That needs to be on a shirt. Or at least a knitting bag. So this is the other one that I did. I really like this one. I think this one's great because they use the entire ball.
I see.
So I really like this one. I like all of them. They have another one. It's a car.
And it looks like snowflakes too.
Yeah, looks like snowflakes. If you put it up this way,
Gorgeous.
If you turn it upside down, you can see the fleur de lis in here.
Okay, they're like the little. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
anyway,
the snowflake looks the same one way or the other way.
it does, doesn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And how long does it take to knit one? I mean, this would take me probably 6 months, but how long does it take
a day.
you?
You
A
can do it
day.
in a day.
What? Okay.
You can do these in a day, because the pattern is very. It's the same pattern, basically. I mean, it's the same form or the same template, basically, that you're using to form a ball. And
Right.
it's just a matter of if you're going to be knitting with 2 colors or 1 color. You're never knitting with 3 colors in any of these. So you can just fly through
Okay.
it.
And I could see it's almost like there's like 4 panels. So
Yeah.
you're knitting the same. You're sort of knitting the same panel 4 times.
Yes. Yep.
Somehow.
Yeah, so the template is showing you, and it'll have the pattern on it, and you do that 4 times. Unless
And you
you're
repeat
doing
it.
another one, which I'm not sure if I have any on the tree or not, but some of them will have 2 panels. So really you're doing the image twice. There's a fantastic pattern that they have of a
Okay.
car, and the
Oh.
car is on 2. It's a.
So just 2 sides.
I think it looks like their car, and it has a Christmas tree on
Okay.
top of it.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. So that's the one I'm going to do next. But that's Arne and Carlos Christmas balls. You can probably still go on and get their patterns, and it's a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to knit up, and you can use DPNs, double pointed needles, 4 of them, or you can use magic loop as well.
Okay.
2 magic loop
And they would make
needles.
wonderful gifts. Like, who would not want to
Earrings.
have? Yeah, you can wear those out on a Saturday night, folks. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that. But who wouldn't love to have one of these? That to me would be the most special gift for someone because of the time you put in, and they're beautiful.
Well,
And have that on your tree forever and ever.
yeah, now you're making me feel guilty. I didn't steam them. I didn't steam
Steamed
my balls. I didn't.
Who steams their balls?
Well, you can steam them and before you stuff them, and then you can get out all the imperfections.
Oh my goodness.
But I like it. This adds texture to the ball.
I'm not
so-
even gonna.
This would be a good project for you though, because you don't have to check gauge
What?
really.
Okay, when you're done with
Because you're
them,
not-
I get to steam them. Is that what you're telling me? When you're done with them,
You're only interested
will
now that I
steam-
mentioned that you steam them.
Oh my goodness.
No, but because you don't really need to check gauge.
I
'cause
don't, I mean, they're, okay.
yeah. I think there's a smaller one on here that they did. This little tiny one.
Little tiny ball.
Look at this one.
Oh, that is gorgeous too. Just a little.
It's gorgeous.
It's snowball.
That is.
Snowflakes.
I picked that pattern up off of Ravelry, I think, or off the internet.
Oh, that one's, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So that's it, and they look great on your tree as well.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
those are my balls.
Okay.
So what to next?
Well, I don't know. Where are we at?
We finished our FOs. I think you've been working on something outside and
Oh, I have.
Indoors and outdoors.
Because we mentioned how we're getting ready to do things.
Yes.
So we started here, and we're going to finish outside where we
started here as in the tree.
Decorating, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We've got
Yeah.
the mantle up. We've got this. I also love to go foraging, and we've been doing that since we're out here. Together we'll just go out into the backwoods and collect some greenery. We've collected some spruce and some pine and some Scots pine, some cedar, and we decorate. We love to decorate the outside of the cabin. And as you see, I have been making and working on a wreath. Now, we'll show it to you when it's done. It's not quite done yet, but it will be done by the end of the day.
And did you get everything foraged, or did you?
No, because I usually like to add a little bit of extra,
That little something something.
a little something something, because we can't get it out back. And what I love to do is, and I've mentioned this, I've already mentioned this, but I did pick up some special greenery from Lavish Gardens. Now, Karina
In Sterling, Ontario.
This is just around the corner in Sterling. Now, she is a wonderful landscape. I even call it artistry. So a landscape. She does very special things with landscaping. And this time of year, she has in her shop. She has all things Christmas and green that she picks up and
Wow.
that she brings in. So I was able to pick up some magnolia leaves, and I picked up some incense cedar, which is
Steel
this very,
magnolias?
yes, just like it. And this, what was I saying again? Incense cedar. The fragrance is that much more fragrant.
Yes.
And it's from BC, so
Oh.
she brings it in from BC, so still Canadian, not that far off, just that way on the west coast. And also this other thing, and now I forget the name of it, it's sort of like oregano, but it's Origenia, and it's just another greenery. But yeah, fantastic. And if there's still time, I would suggest, if you're in the area, she still has plenty of beautiful wreaths that she's made, or you can pick up some greens there at fantastic prices. She's got all sorts of very special things to head on down there, I would suggest.
And you can check her out on Instagram as well. We'll put her Instagram. We'll put a link to all of this stuff on our show notes.
So I'll have another finished object, but it's not.
Oh, wow. Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
Excellent. So I'm looking forward to
and
that.
we'll see that a little later,
Yep. Fantastic.
like in minutes.
In minutes. Like this.
Exactly. Okay, so we have our greenery that I collected out in the woods. We have some cedar, some pine, some Scotch pine, and some spruce. I'm going to bring some of this inside, and we're going to start making the wreath with it. So come on in. Okay, so I'm going to get started with the wreath. What we're going to start off with is, you buy one of these, it's really good because you use it year upon year. I've had it for a few years now, and it's a metal wire, and you're just going to attach everything to this using some wire as well. And what we have, so I have all of my greenery. It's all down over here, all around the floor. But I also have, which I picked up at this fantastic shop just in town. I'll tell you a bit more about that later. But we have some, this is called incense cedar, which you see these little growths here. I don't even know what you call them, but it's called incense because it is so fragrant. So we're going to use that. That's from BC, British Columbia. We got some magnolia leaves, which are fantastic because they're just gorgeous and big fat leaves. And we've got some orangina, and that's just something that, well, this stuff, it's green. It's great. We're gonna use a bit of that. So we're gonna get started. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, I usually start with this pine, because they're nice long branches, really green and really fuzzy. And what you do, it's real simple. You're gonna wrap this around the wreath, like so. So you see how it's just gonna wind it and wrap it all around, like such, and just keep going in the same direction over and over again. Use this wire. You can't see it, but they're little bits of wire that I pre-cut, and you're just going to attach it. So the wire is green as well, so it doesn't even show. You just keep twisting it on there, attaching it like such, just so it stays over and over again. And you know, you just keep going at it, and you just place the cedar as it goes. Now you see how that's sort of coming together now. And like I said, you just keep tucking and tucking and tucking these in and around. Okay, so now you can see that the wreath is starting to take shape. As you can see, it's all moving in the same direction. So now I can start getting a little more creative and a little more decorative. So I'm not sure. I'm going to either put some of the cedar around the back side of it, so you could expand it. You could make this expanded by putting some of the cedar or perhaps the magnolia leaves on the exterior. Now, I love these things. They're beautiful. Now, you can see the greenery in them. They're very green, but the brown is just as nice to have a contrast. So you could layer this sort of thing together, you know, with the cedar perhaps. Take a sprig of cedar, a sprig of this, and layer it to add more color and variation of greens, and just place it in and around. So I'm just going to pluck away at it, literally, and I'm just going to keep adding to it. We'll come back and see what I've come up with. Okay, so I finished the wreath. Now, after I put the pine on here in a circular motion this way, all going in the same direction, I added some cedar at the back, and that expanded it somewhat. So I layered it with cedar. Then I added the magnolia leaves here with the orangina right here. I added some pine cones and some berries, and I also added these very special Chinese lanterns that came from the garden. Christopher's mom used to have them in her garden, so we saved them, and I love to use them on the wreath. And there you have the finished product. And I think I'm going to hang it either on the door or above the fireplace. I'm not sure yet. Either way, Merry Christmas. Okay.
It has smelled so good in this place. I think part of it is the evergreens that are in here, but also the baking.
Yes. So, we do have something from the kitchen.
Yeah, so I think it's time to check out Jamie's kitchen. Surprise, I've hijacked Jamie's kitchen. And the reason I've hijacked it is because I am making gingerbread cookies. I love gingerbread cookies, especially around Christmas time. My mother used to make gingerbread cookies, so this is a great way to remember my mother around Christmas time. So I've got my ingredients in front of me. You know, I always like putting my ingredients first and measuring them out beforehand, because that makes me feel like I'm on a cooking show. And it's a lot easier. I find it a lot easier. It goes a lot quicker. There's some people that don't do that. Like the person who's usually in this kitchen, and so we've got two different styles, but this is the way I like to do it, so let's get going. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my dry ingredients, and I have flour. So I'm going to take my flour, and what I'll do is I'll put all of the measurements in the show notes so that you've got the entire recipe. And then I've got my spices, and I've got nutmeg and cinnamon and clove and salt and sodium bicarbonate. And what I'll do is I will mix this up. And then what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to set it aside, and then I'll start working with my wet ingredients. Okay, that looks good. Set this over here. Now I have my wet ingredients. I'm going to be putting in brown sugar. And I'll be putting in butter at room temperature. This is not quite room temperature. This is a little bit... It's not quite room temperature. And then the next thing I'll be doing is in the molasses. I'm not a huge fan of molasses, but for some reason it works in gingerbread cookies. I love the taste of it in gingerbread. I want to make sure I get all of it in. It can be really messy. Okay, there we go. Over here. And I'll just... And what I'm going to put in here also is the ginger. I've got wet ginger, and I don't want to put it in with my dry bowl. So I'm going to put my wet ginger in right now as well. And there we have it. So I'm going to mix this up for about 6 minutes. Okay, that looks like it's well mixed in. Now I'm going to take my dry ingredients and I'm going to mix them in with my wet ingredients. And I fold it in. I'm going to get my hands in here in a minute as well. Okay, I've been working the ball for a few minutes now, and it's nice and hard, so it's ready to cut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this ball, the dough ball, in half, and then I'm going to work half of it, and then I'll work the second half. So take a knife and cut it. Oh yeah, this is great. You can tell by the texture. It goes through quite nicely. So that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to roll it out. Check it. Looks good. So put this one on the pan. And these are going to go in the refrigerator for an hour. Okay, I have the cookies in the oven for 15 minutes, and it's on about 340 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I'm going to make the icing. So I have my icing sugar. and my egg whites, pardon me, and my milk. And then just a tab of vanilla. 2 tabs. And then I'm going to blend it. So you want to blend it until it gets nice and thick. And I probably got another minute or so to go. And then it'll be ready. It smells really nice. The vanilla, it smells great. Voila. I am back with my cookie sheets. They've been in the refrigerator for an hour. And so I think they're ready. So I take the paper off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cookie cutter and start making imprints in the dough. So I finished the first plate, and here are my gingerbread men. So there they are. They look great. One more, and then they go in the oven. I'm back, and the cookies have come out of the oven. I gave them 10 minutes to just cool off on the sheet, and then I took them off the sheet and put them on the rack. And I let them sit on the rack for another 15 minutes, just so that they are completely cooled off, because I don't want to take my icing and start putting it on a warm cookie and then the icing's going to melt. So I'm going to start to pipe the faces on the gingerbread boy. What are you doing? Are you licking my... I hope you're not licking the icing bowl. No, 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 no. I don't think you'd like icing. And there we have it. Put this back in. And here are our gingerbread men. Take these 2 out. So there you have it. Okay, so here's what came out of Jamie's kitchen. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll hold some up for you. And they smell great.
Well,
you did a great job.
Well, let's have a look-see. I don't know if we could see that there. Oh, I don't recognize these because I did not make gingerbread
And look
cookies.
at the great artistry in all of these as well. You really outdid yourself on this one.
I did not make these cookies.
You really outdid yourself.
Okay.
So they're great. So try one.
So how did these now?
I
How
thought you
did
made
these
them.
come about? Pray tell.
I think because I went into the kitchen and something lured me in there.
Okay.
And then I started thinking about gingerbread, and I decided to take it upon myself to whip up a batch of
Okay.
gingerbread cookies.
So,
Yes, I did.
I don't know what to say.
I did.
Okay,
I did
we're
know.
gonna- so you
I
made
did
gingerbread.
know. Hold on. I did know where the baking utensils were. I figured that out.
I can imagine how long it took you just to get things set up and organized to get these out of the, pop
Well,
up out of the oven.
I will say this, and the viewers can verify this. I started off in the daytime, and it was nighttime by the time I iced them. But I did.
Okay.
But I did get through it.
Well, I do. Okay, so I do know that gingerbread has a very special place in your heart because I know that your mom made gingerbread cookies. She decorated with gingerbread. Actually, we have like several gingerbread decorations on the tree that come from your mom because we decorate the tree with ornaments past and present and from our travels, but I know there are several
Yes.
gingerbread on the tree.
Yep.
So are we going to try these?
Sure.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead?
Well, no, we're going to try them at the same time.
Okay.
Have you tried one already?
Maybe. Yeah. Well, you get. I won't say anything.
They're not bad.
I think they're good. They're definitely not as good as my mother's. My mother made bigger ones with Smarties on them for Smarty eyes and whatnot. And I think our names were on them as well. So I'll have to get a bigger gingerbread. What am I trying to say? Cookie cutter. So that I can put more on it.
Okay. Well, I think I could taste some. Obviously ginger. I could taste cloves. I know that they're always made in the lab. Actually, you know what? They're pretty good, but excuse me, I'm feeling a little parched. I'll be right back. They are good. They are good. Oh, I'm stuck.
Okay, I'll stay here and hold the fort.
Okay. I shall return.
Excellent. I think we're getting pretty close right now. It's going to be the time where our special guest arrives. So I hear somebody coming.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 no.
Look who it is
here. Well.
So what do I call you?
You don't recognize me, do you?
Well, you look like Santa Claus, but you are much more svelte.
That's because it's 2020 and Santa is trying to get hip and get with the times.
Oh, wow. Well, whatever workout you're doing, it's working.
You like?
I do. And who trims your beard?
I trim my beard.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Jeez. Well, you're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. Now, Christopher Michael, we should get... Oh, before we get down to business, well, of course I know your name, but what have we here?
Well, do you recognize? They're cookies. The cookies that I leave out for you every year.
I was just making sure. I'm testing your honesty because when it comes down to it, you know what happens on Christmas Day, well, Christmas Eve.
And what is that? The chimney.
That's right.
I get it now. We've retrofitted our fireplace, and it's a lot thinner now, so that's probably why you've lost the weight, so you can get down there.
Of course it is. Okay, so down to business. Let me just grab my list and my notebook right here.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what we have. I'm going to check my list, and I don't need... Oh! Zan! It's me! He does not recognize the voice. That's the problem. Okay.
Zan.
So, let me see. Christopher Michael. So, seems to me that you have been a naughty boy.
Oh, you must have the wrong Christopher Michael. There's a lot of Christopher Michaels around here. There's no way it could be me.
Oh, I see here. It says here that you have been mean to Jamie.
That's not possible. I think you have it the other way around.
No, it says so right here. And it also says that...
Define mean.
Well, I'm going to tell you right here. It says, you ate the last apple cider donut that Jamie spent hours baking, and it is his favorite meal of the day.
I don't believe that at all. I think I only had 1 or 2 donuts.
It also says here that You, Christopher Michael, ate the last of the French Canadian tourtière, which, again, Jamie spent many hours hard working over a hot oven to prepare these wonderful Christmas meals.
Okay, I think that is partially true.
Oh my goodness.
That's partially true.
Oh my
Here's why
goodness.
it's partially true. I did eat the last piece of the tourtière. However, there are 2 pies, and the other one is still in the freezer.
Okay.
So-
And another thing, it says right here that recently you've used the FO words a few times too many.
okay, I think that's true as well.
Okay, so we
Because I have
agree.
a lot of finished
Well,
objects.
Okay,
Where
well,
did you get this list?
I make this list every year. It's got this is just a fraction of it.
Oh, jeez.
This is all actually Christopher Michael.
Uh-oh.
So
I had a feeling this wasn't going to work out.
I have something for you. Let me just see. Oh, let me see what we have for Christopher Michael.
I love presents. I can't
Close
wait.
your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
Hold out your hands.
Do I have to hold it out this wide?
Yes. And there you go. Merry Christmas!
Wow, it feels... It's a pet rock.
It's a chunk of coal.
It's a chunk of coal.
It's a chunk of coal. You know how
I
it
have
goes.
been... I guess I haven't been that great this year.
It's a chunk of coal. And there you have it. Merry Christmas, Christopher Michael.
You know, I'm pretty sure that I could do some dyeing with this coal. I'm sure I could figure out
That
a way.
would be absolutely your choice.
So thank you very much, Santa.
Oh, you're welcome.
And where are you off to next?
You know, here and there and everywhere.
And how are you getting around? I didn't hear the reindeer.
That's because you weren't listening, because I heard a lot of dog barking, and when the dog wasn't barking, if you just look out there, you'll see some tracks up on your roof.
Wow. Jeez. And are you going to make it all the way around the world tonight?
I'm just paying, I am paying you a very special visit today because my day hasn't started. Christmas Eve is not for days on end. I'm still working hard at getting things ready for the big day. You know how it goes. Well,
So-
maybe you don't.
So you're making special visits to people that need help. That's what it sounds like.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true.
To hand out your coal.
I just thought I'd make a special trip because
Well, I
from
feel
what I
blessed.
hear, Jamie is a good friend of mine, and I heard it through, the grapevine, so to speak, because all I have to do is listen, and it will come, and I'm paying you the visit because you still have time to right or wrong, because Christmas Eve is not for several more days.
You know, there is a slight resemblance between you and Anne of Green Gables.
How's that?
And maybe a slight... I see something that reminds me of Jamie.
Jamie has blue eyes.
Yes.
So, the twinkle in his eye and the twinkle in my eye, blue-eyed people have the twinkle.
Oh, that must be it.
Anyone could have a twinkle. Doesn't matter the color of your eyes. It's all from within. Shines brightly through the eyes.
And do you have any words of wisdom for all of us?
Well, my words, not so much of words of wisdom, but I have to say, when Christmas time comes around, there's only one thing that truly matters. It's not what you have, it's not what you get, it's what you give. And it's not what you give as in cookies or coal. It's what you give from the heart.
That
And
is very
all it
different.
takes is a little thoughtfulness, a little giving, a little love. And if love could be shared through Christopher Michael, through myself, and everyone, absolutely every single soul on this entire planet, the world would be a better place with love.
I'm pretty sure I read that on a t-shirt, but that's very profound. That's very nice.
And on that note, Christopher Michael, I must be on my way.
Okay, well, thank you so much for dropping by. Say hi to all your peeps up there. Say hi to all the elves that are working so hard, that work so hard throughout the year.
I will. And I've got one more little surprise for you, because I know that you have a kind heart. And though you've been naughty, most of the time, you're quite nice.
Oh, thank you, Santa. I appreciate that.
There's a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
I will be back.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with coal?
You'll see. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better be good, I'm telling you why. Cabinboy is coming to town. He's knitting a hat, he's checking it twice, he's gonna find out who's knitting real nice. Cabinboy is coming to town. He knows when you've been froggy, he knows when you're irate, he knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for knitting's sake. So you better watch out, you better not cry, you better be good, I'm telling you why. Cabinboy is coming to town. So you better cast on, you better knit purl, you better be good, I'm telling you girl. Cabinboy is coming to town. He knows a real good ribbing, he knows a garter stitch, he knows a real good cabling, and he knows a good cross stitch. So you better knit purl, you better cast on, you better be good, I'm telling you girl. Cabinboy is coming to town. Cabinboy is coming to town.
Okay, so now where are we at?
We are at the point of this episode where we want to talk about our Christmas watching. What do we do? What do we like to watch during the Christmas holiday season? And let's start with movies. Do you want to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay.
I gotta think.
Okay, you think while I'm speaking. I've got a gem of a movie to recommend if you haven't watched it already. Probably a lot of you already have. It is called The Snowman. And it is the perfect movie for knitting or crocheting on a cold day and sitting in front of your television and watching.
And why is that?
It is beautiful.
So far I'm just going...
It is beautiful because, okay, it is from a picture book from the 70s. And it was made into a movie in the 80s. It was nominated for an Academy Award.
A Christmas movie.
Yes, and there's not a lot of dialogue in it.
Is it a cartoon?
It's animated, yes.
Oh.
And the narrator is David Bowie.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
we
it
watched this, Heather.
is magical. It is so wonderful. The music just is so fantastic. I love this movie. The illustration is beautiful. Have you watched all of it?
I don't know. I usually fall asleep, don't I?
I think you do. Yes.
But it sounds familiar. There's a snowman and David Bowie's narrating.
Yes. It's beautiful. It's absolutely a beautiful movie. Yeah. Maybe you'll get through
We'll
it
watch
this year.
it this year again, and
Yes.
I'll sit and I'll knit and I'll Love it.
And that's my recommendation for the holiday season. I love this
Well, I
movie.
don't have recommendations. I think people watch their. I mean,
Well, what is
the
one of your
tradition?
favorites?
Well, the traditional ones that I love.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like to watch The Sound of Music. I like it.
Maria.
It's
Yes.
fun. It's just fun. It's fun. It's light. It's airy fairy. I mean, there's. You know, she gets her man in the end, and all those children. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
And there's a classic line.
Is there?
It's the
What is that? Does that have to do with the Mother Superior?
Mother's,
yeah,
yes,
no,
when the
that's
Mother
not
Superior is
classic.
talking to her. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
She asks her a question. That's
She asks her
all
a
there
question,
is.
yes.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
And
I'll put a link to that.
I also love to watch. This usually plays more around. I feel like it's like a New Year's Eve thing. Like around New Year's Day, it always plays as Gone with the Wind. Classic.
Yes.
I think it's
love
like
that movie.
that's like the original bad soap opera. It's got everything in there. Drama, murder, you know, everything you can think about that's still in any dramatic sort of soap opera today. Big Knots Landing, Melrose Place.
What are those shows?
I don't know.
I was
Dynasty.
way before my time.
Dallas. Yeah.
Oh, but there's two memories I have of
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. One of them is my daughter's reaction to Gone with the Wind. She loves
that
she
movie.
loves that movie as well, and I just love watching her enjoy that movie. It's great. But the other memory I have is my grandmother's niece. She lives in Leicester, in the UK, and she told me that when she was a child, her class went to school and they brought their lunch. Her class went to the theater. They brought their lunch, and Gone with the Wind has an intermission, so they ate their lunch during the intermission, and then they watched the second half.
Yeah, it has
So-
that famous intermission because it was one of the longest movies. So.
Yes.
But
Yep.
you mean your niece went? How old is she?
Not my niece, my grandmother's niece. So my cousin Peter, his mother.
Your grandmother's niece.
Yeah. So my grandmother's brother's daughter.
Someone went to see it when they were young. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But they play it in theaters once in a while, and I think I wanted to see it. And,
I don't want to see it in the theater, I don't think.
I would love to. I think I would.
Can you
But
sit
I don't
that
know if I
long?
could sit in one of those.
Yeah, I'm sure I'd get thrown out because of the click of my needles.
Oh gosh.
So, yeah, I'll watch it at home. What about specials, Christmas specials?
Well, you love your Christmas specials.
Yes, I do.
Andy Williams.
Andy Williams and Perry Como,
And we watched The Carpenters the other day.
We did watch it, but that's not what on my list. But
no, but it's all good fun. It's kind of sappy and it's very kind of old fashioned. But I mean, really, Karen Carpenter, she could really sing.
Yes,
Although,
for sure.
Although there's always this kind of, I don't know. It seems like I don't know if it's her life story or that's making me think of sadness, but. How could you turn like a classic Christmas song into something you just want to start to cry? It's like, what is happening, Karen? Pick it up a notch.
Yeah.
As beautiful as her
Okay,
vocals
speaking
are.
of picking it up a notch, the Judy Garland special. And when Liza's dancing and spinning
Liza,
across the floor.
she's nuts. I'm sorry. Liza, we love you. I mean, we do. But Liza's Liza.
We watch that every
even
year.
at 14.
Every year.
That scene where she just starts she's just such a great dancer, but she's this tall, lanky 14-year-old. She's just as kooky as ever. It started young. But it's lovely because there's a sweetness to it, though. You can really see the love that Judy has for her children. Then there's the little guy, the son, poor thing. He can't sing, I must say. There's that poor little boy. Get out there and sing. Oh, that poor Judy and that poor little boy. But anyway, it's charming and it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's good for a laugh too. Oh, and then there's the scene with does she have a boyfriend in it too? She's like, I don't know, maybe she's like maybe 20 in that scene or something. I don't know. She's very young, but then is that supposed to be like her little her beau? Yeah. Yeah.
Similar to Judy.
I'm not buying it.
But at least she's been consistent throughout her career and the guy she marries.
Yeah. That guy was
They love shoes.
He was very good dancer, as they say, light on his feet, light in his loafers, in his dance numbers. That's all I'm going to say.
And so, any other specials you want to talk about? I will just say one thing. The reason I love the old shows is because when I was a little kid, my parents would put me into bed. It's probably on a school night, and they would watch Andy Williams or other shows, and I would get up out of bed and crawl along the hallway and hide behind a chair and watch the shows. They knew I was there, but they let me watch it. So,
well, my mother always loved to watch but I don't think they played at Christmas time. More like she always seemed to love those. For a period there were all those. What would you call them? Religious movies like The Robe and The Ten Commandments, and she loved all of those. But I don't think those necessarily played at Christmas time. I think there was one that played at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was The Robe, but my mom would watch those. But I don't remember. You watch the classic like Rudolph, the animated Rudolph, and Frosty the Snowman, and of course Charlie Brown Christmas. Those I remember watching as a child.
The Last Temptation of Christ.
Jesus of Montreal.
Oh yeah,
we're not going
Jesus
there.
of Montreal. That's a good movie. That's really good. It's not a Christmas movie.
And my all-time favorite.
I love French Canadian film.
And my all-time favorite
movie.
that I always like to joke when the kids are over. His kids, they're not really that young. They're young adults now, but they come over, and I always like to mention my all-time Christmas favorite that we want to watch.
Pee Wee Herman.
What is the one I always mention? The Christmas classic that I always mention. It's not even Christmassy, but there's snow.
The Christmas Carol.
There's snow.
The Holiday.
Oh
no, that's mine.
There's a car turned over in the snowdrift.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh my gosh. You're pretending that you don't know what I'm talking about. I know he knows what I'm talking about. It's Misery.
Oh my gosh.
A classic, Christmas classic. For a good, suspenseful Christmas classic.
Especially,
Misery.
that's always a nice story to lead off to when somebody comes to visit you at the cabin on a snowy night. Oh, do you want to watch Misery?
Christmas classic.
And then they run. They leave.
Oh my God.
So, do you have any other recommendations?
No.
Well, we would love to hear from you and your recommendations so that we can see more of the specials and the movies that we haven't discovered yet.
Yeah, I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they are. So fire them off in your comments.
And we love everybody's comments. That's the one thing we have to say. We want to thank everyone for their absolutely wonderful comments. Funny, they're just as funny. They're wonderful to read. You usually, when you get up first thing in the morning, I'm over there off somewhere, and you're Jamie.
Yeah, and then I love reading those to you.
Yeah, and so they'll say, "Oh my gosh, you got to hear this,"
because especially some of the insight that's in the comments or whatnot. It's always great, and I learn a lot from the comments as well.
Well, I seem to pick up on all your subtleties and innuendos.
Innuendos? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It usually has to do with a good chuckle on, I don't know. My expense.
Everything comes back to my willy balls.
Oh my gosh! But and they're from. I love that they're just from everywhere.
Yeah.
And unexpectedly, and people. I think because people are staying at home more often, obviously these days, and they're watching more and more, and they're looking for different things to watch, and maybe through word of mouth of people saying, "Oh, and the surprising thing is, people are just finding finding us on YouTube, and all of a sudden they're just commenting on some of the past episodes, and I love because you forget some of them. Somebody brought up the one recently, and you forget about them because they were maybe several weeks ago, a couple of months back, and then just a little tidbit. They'll say, "Oh, I loved this," and we get a good chuckle out of it.
I mean, like the comment we read today from Germany. Thank you so much for that comment. It was I think our first episode on our vacation, and there was a Martian segment in it.
The alien
segment
from Moonbeam. Is that where it was?
Moonbeam, Ontario.
Yeah, there's the alien.
That was
from
funny,
Moonbeam.
and I forgot about that.
Where did she pop her? Oh my gosh, disappeared. Yeah.
So before we sign off, I do have a public service announcement I just want to plug.
You do?
I do. And that is, I just want to remind everyone, we have a get-together or a party. Jamie loves throwing a party.
A knit-along, right? Is that what we're talking
about? Not a knit-along. You don't have to knit. Yes, you can bring your knitting, your crocheting, whatever you want. Drink. You can show up in your pajamas. You can show up in a knitted sweater or a hat or a toque. And
favorite Christmas sweater.
On December 19th at 5 o'clock, we will be hosting a drop-in. and it's not a physical drop-in.
No,
it's a drop-in
not coming here.
in Zoomlandia.
Okay.
And
That should be fun.
it should be fun. I'll put a link to that. All you have to do is click on the link and you're there.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great because you're going to get to, you see faces. You actually see faces. We could interact so much more with them live.
Yes.
Really, it'll be fun.
Oh, it'll be a lot of fun. And a number of you said that you're already going to show up.
What am I going to wear?
What are you going to wear?
Draft a
well,
net?
you've got
Draft a net. Or
you
can I
have
just
2
my
weeks.
tea?
You have 2 weeks to prepare.
Oh my
it'll
gosh.
probably a week. So it'll take you about a week to get ready.
That's about a week.
Yeah.
I think.
So anyway, we love doing this, and we love sharing our stories with you, and we love the comments and the feedback that you get back. So I would just want to thank you so much for that.
Yes.
We wish everyone happy holidays and a Merry Christmas.
And to all of you, thank you for a wonderful year, and to many more to come. Happy New Year and a very Merry Christmas.
All the best, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.